Over the years, I've had a lot of confirmation classes, and part of confirmation is you have to teach children the Ten Commandments and what they're about, and they have to memorize them. That's part of, we still do that. We still have to memorize the Ten Commandments as part of being confirmed. And when you're discussing it, you realize that, and the same thing happens with adults. I shouldn't say this is just a thing with children. Adults have the same thing. We rate everything. Like, I think we put them in categories, whether we think this or not. We look at the Ten Commandments and we think, well, murder's pretty serious. That's, I haven't done that one. That's out there, not doing that. Some of the others, though, the children are really aware, like, of course they wouldn't have done that, but they're kind of like, they go along and they're really proud to tell you that they haven't committed adultery. And they're really proud. Although I told them that, well, you have friends, right? If you're loyal to your friends at school, well, then it gets a little sticky. Because it's kind of about that, too, about loyalty to people that we care about, right? So, but one of the things, it's honesty. Fair or false. I mean, they all realize that they've lied. They've lied to mother. They've lied to brothers and sisters, to teachers. They know they've done that, right? But we still have this idea that it's not as serious as like some of the others. Like, we haven't made graven images and bowed down and worshiped them. And we haven't murdered anyone. And we haven't done, so we're justify ourselves saying, sure, I got 70%. 60%. Well, let's be honest, I only maybe got 40%, but I'm not doing, I didn't break all of the commandments. But one of the things I always say to myself, we kind of make them, some of them seem small, and one of them, I think, is the falsehood thing. We don't think that's a big deal. There's so much, it's such an innate part of being a human being, is the sort of little white lies. Everyone says that, well, so, you have to have little white lies every once in a while. If you want to tell the truth and hurt people. And there's all of this, you've got this. And I think one of the things is, this is really a crucial thing. Honesty, I can tell you, the Lord loves honesty. And one of the things, it's not because, part of it is because, it's not good to lie to other people. One of the things is you get into a habit of doing this. It starts out with small lies, you get to the big lies. And one of the things that really turns sad is that ultimately, the person you lie to and hurt the most is yourself. We lie to ourselves an enormous amount. We think we can do things that we are things that we certainly are not. The story of the young raven, boy, that nails that right down. We've done that. We're not content with what we are. We want to be like eagles. And so we tell ourselves that we are eagles. And we absolutely believe that we are eagles, and we go out and we try to do that, and it doesn't work out well. And so what we think of as a moment of humility is actually a moment of, you're told the truth. The truth got reintroduced back into your life in a hard way, and you realize that this is what you are. And we're not sometimes happy about that. But this is really a difficult problem, is this fact that we spend a tremendous amount of our lives creating this thing about ourselves. Our ego just spends a tremendous amount of energy doing it. And I just want to share this bit of wisdom with you. You aren't your ego. You are not your ego. That little voice running around in your head talking all the time, that isn't really you. It's a thing that yourself has put together it's the sort of running operating system, but that's not, it runs things. That's like saying the computer in the office is the office. No, the office is the whole thing around that. That's just the operating thing. You have to tell yourself this. You're talking to yourself. But we start to think that that's who we are. No. I don't know where that comes from, but we're like that. Anyway, so you have to and so the course, so it would sit there and say to the voice, I wish I could go like the eagles. I can't. You know what? I could soar like those eagles. I could do this and this and this, and you're planning and scheming and everything else and stuff. Meanwhile, there's a part of your raven self is saying, what are we doing? No, but it's quiet. It's in the background. But you know what? It can't say anything because your ego has a loud voice. There's a T-shirt I saw in Los Angeles, and it's one of the sad things in my life. I never bought the T-shirt. I would have bought 4 or 5 now if I could have done this. Greatest message I've ever heard. Your ego is not your amigo. It's not. It's not. It made her crazy. The great thing, you want to see how wonderful it is to be an honest person. Look at the gospel. The church is sort of conflated. Of course, this woman here is Mary. There's absolutely no reason to make that connection that this is Mary Magdalene. But we think that. The church has believed that for centuries, and I'm not sure why we made that conclusion. It's a woman. We don't know her name. This moment where she comes in and does this thing where she anoints Jesus' feet has got this element of honesty and sincerity, authenticity. There's no pretending what she's doing. She's just thrown herself down. She is with her Lord, and she's grateful to her Lord, and it's absolutely honest and real. Part of that is maybe why the Pharisees and everyone are a little uncomfortable with this, because this is somebody being absolutely dead real in this moment. And it looks a little awkward and strange. Once in a while you'll see somebody do something like this, and it's sort of like we're all playing this collective sort of thing, then somebody steps out of it and decides to be honest. And it's a telling moment for everybody else, because you realize, you kind of get caught in yourself and you realize you're not being that honest yourself. That there's a lot of yourself that's actually false, made up, illusion, fantasy, and it's not real at all. It's not real at all. And it brings you down a bit. When you have one person in the room who's absolutely honest and real, it brings you down. We have a person later on in the Old Testament story for today, which we did use, Elijah. Goes to Ahab, gives him that moment of honesty. Ahab has this weird idea he should have this person's piece of land. Elijah just sits there and tells him, no. He wants to keep it real, honest. This is how it's supposed to be. And that's a great thing. I think one of the good things about being in a community like this is that we sometimes keep each other honest. But I'm going to close with the last bit, and that is the thing we do all the time. We're supposed to do it often throughout the day. And we should take advantage of this, is praying. When you're praying to the Lord, for God's sake, don't lie to Him. Don't make up stuff with Him. Be honest. Tell Him how scared you are, how grateful you are. Tell Him what you're absolutely sure in your boots that you're grateful for, that you want, that you need. But you have to be absolutely real with the Lord. If you have that relationship, I can tell you this, if you have that one honest, real relationship with the Lord, everything else will align itself around that and sort itself out, and you'll have honesty introduced into your lives in that. The Lord wants some of you people to be eagles and wants some of you people to be sparrows and ravens and God knows what, and just regular folks or whatever. And you have to find, but you won't know what that is unless you're absolutely dead honest with Him. And it's going to hurt. You're going to have to sit back and just talk about, don't make up and guess what you think you are. Just talk about what you know for sure now. It will come with time. And you'll strip away every little lie and little strange thing you take away. Eventually you're going to start saying it. And one day you're going to have that moment, and maybe you'll be blessed to be like Mary, where you can sit there and kneel at the Lord's feet, and you know exactly who you are, and who He is, and what He means to you, and what He wants from you. And but you have to do that, and we have this great opportunity in prayer to be honest. It's not a little thing. Being honest is maybe the biggest thing. Amen.